hello. Welcome. And welcome to you to the Miss Millie Show. We are here with one of my students, my mentor students, and I'm so happy that he's home now from college, his first year in college. And he is here on a little break, and he decided to come and let me interview him on camera on the Miss Millie Show. And I have to tell you, got it already, that smile. I have to tell you that Miss Millie ends her show and sometimes starts her show with Laugh Out Loud for God. And I just want the audience to just be happy, and this is a jolly show. So let me show you what we do when we laugh out loud for God, because it just refreshes you and makes you just feel so comfortable and air in the lungs. So let's laugh out loud for God. Praise your name, dear Jesus, and praise your name for this wonderful, wonderful student. Now, why don't you tell everybody your name, your complete name?
I am Justin Carpenter, and I'm a freshman at Mount St. Mary's University with an intended major in bio/pre-med, and I also play basketball at my school. I'm on the practice team, and that's it.
Wow. And his mother is one of I mentored his mother. She was a writer, and a new writer, and we stayed together for almost 3 years, and now she is an author. Author, woman to woman. What is her author name?
Her name is Davita Carpenter, but she likes to spice it up a little bit, so her author name is Davita Nicole.
Davita Nicole, that's my girl. And I met her and her children, must have been 5 or 6 years ago. And he was playing basketball, and I call him my little dimples. And I told him that I wanted to be a mentor to him. And he's now in for the Dr. LeRoy Fitz Scholarship Award, which is a cash award that's given to him in his college as an account that he can draw from for his books, his socks, his shoes, his microwave, whatever he wants to keep him comfortable and keep him in school. And I always tell my students the main thing is, and he's going to talk a little bit because he's been there a minute, and he's going to talk a little bit about what it takes to be a good student in college, because he's just been there a minute, but I want him to tell you out there that's in the 11th and 12th grade that's getting ready to walk in his shoes where you're going to be when you get there. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. And Tinkerbell, no barking. No barking on the set. Okay. Okay, now go ahead and again tell them your name.
I am Justin Carpenter, and so far it's been really fun at Mount St. Mary's. It's a big difference from high school. The main thing that you probably already told about the difference from transitioning to high school and college is the freedom, and you have to be really disciplined to know what you have to do.
That is so true. The thing is that you don't have mama, daddy, auntie, grandma, nobody coming in the room saying, get up, pulling the cover off you, get up, it's time to go to school, come to breakfast. No, you are totally on your own. You got to be disciplined to get up, get out of there, because a lot of those classes starts very early.
That's true.
So you have to be, and a lot of students I've talked to throughout the years say, well, the way I feel about it is you don't really have to go. You could just have a friend go, and they can take notes, and then you can learn from that. Well, good luck with that. You know, that's not going to work. You need to learn it for yourself, because that friend is not going into the door of that job and take that interview for you and do that work for you. You got to know it for yourself. So it's important that you get up and get to those classes. Now, Jason, we're going to spin it a little different right now and talk about what it is that you are really, really passionate about. And I called you Jason. I'm sorry.
It's okay. When I was younger, I was a very energetic child. Everyone told me I had the best personality, and I always was very interested in becoming an actor. But my mom always said education became first. So I got into an acting group where I would get known to different commercials and modeling, stuff like that. So I have a little bit of experience in commercials and doing runway modeling and photo shoots as well. And then my mom gave me the choice to actually pursue that or get an education, and I knew that getting an education would also be important, and I know that the acting becoming an actor is not the easiest, and it's not something that's steady. It slows down sometimes where you can't make enough to have a living. So I said I might as well just go to college and actually have a career that could actually become steady, because acting may not work out.
But that is your passion.
That is that.
I can see you on the big screen. I can see it. I mean, the future, you're going to be right. You're right on time to come right on in there and move in. The Empire will love you. You know, get on up there, be a producer. You have to live your dream. You have to live within what you want to do. And believe it. You have to believe it. Because Miss Millie wanted to be an actor. And I did do some acting, but I had a chance to produce my own TV show. I had to, my own movie from my own book. And so this is awesome. And you get to do, maybe not in the way that you want it, but you get to do it in some capacity, you know. So I feel like if you really, really want to be an actor, first thing I learned when I wanted to be an actor, that reading is the key. It's very important to be able to read, because when you're at those Academy Awards, they're not going to give you a book to read. You're going to have to read from teleprompter, and you got to be able to know how to pronounce those words. So I had to learn that, because, you know, Miss Millie finished high school illiterate. So that was part of my not being, and I would have to say that being an actor wasn't really my passion. My passion was being an author. So I achieved that. I have 7 books, so I achieved that. But I loved the big screen. I wanted to be a teacher on the big screen, and I wanted to be a mother on the big screen. But there's a lot of things when you become an actor, you got to be ready to jump into different things, different characters. And so I found out then that cold reading was the key. Because when you go in to audition, they're not going to let you go practice and let somebody read to you and say, this is the word. You got to know the words. So that is a big key if you really want to do this. And I think that you have everything it takes to be a great actor. The Denzel Washington, you can be a little Denzel Washington. I can see that right now. And who knows, maybe somebody out there, we got 43,000 women out there on this network that are looking, and their husbands, and some of them are producers, and they know what Miss Millie is doing. I am mentoring you young people to believe in yourself and to make those dreams come true. And I believe that you can. And I believe, as I sit here right now, if that's truly, truly what you want, it's going to happen. I can put that out in the universe right now. It's going to happen. Because you are very intelligent, very smart young man. Always have been, even when you were very young. when I first met you, I was like, wow, there's something special about him. And it is. And you love God. And that's what your mother's bringing you up so right. You're so honest, and you do. I've never heard her say anything that you've done that made her unhappy. She's proud, and she runs for you. She does for you like a mother. And so we are very, very proud to invite you into the Dr. LeRoy McGhee-Morris Scholarship Foundation.
Thank you.
We're happy to do that. So is there anything else that you'd like to say to the audience about their children? Anything you want to say to the audience about college and about, you know, what you feel you want to do?
So far, college, it's a lot of work on, like, honestly. You may not have, one thing in high school is, like, you would say, you would get an assigned homework, and then that's it for the day. But in college, you get homework, you finish the homework, but you would still have to put in an extra 2 hours to study, because, honestly, it's just about learning the material and understanding. It's not about set assignments that you have to do. And like I said, becoming disciplined, knowing the work material and what you have to do is basically the key thing, because if you don't get a redo in anything. But college, people say high school is where it counts, but high school is the precursor to college, and college is what sets your career. So I would just honestly say, just know what you have to do and set your mind to it, and you can do it.
That's great. Well, I want to tell you, we've invited you into the scholarship program, but there are some rules, and you are on point. You're doing good. The most important thing is that you keep your grades up, and every time we see a report card or see how your grade is positioned, and you move up, and we see that you are on good standards, that puts you into more finance. You get more help from us. Okay. So the most important thing, though, is finishing what you start. If you finish, there's a surprise. We don't tell you. There's a bonus that comes from us. Okay. And so if you don't finish, that bonus goes to some other student. Okay. And if we see your grades drop, then you won't see what you're supposed to see that year. Each year you would see something put in your account from this organization, from that scholarship foundation. Okay. So it is to inspire you, encourage you to finish what you start and to do well. And as we said when I first was talking to you, interviewing you off camera, we talked about being very careful where you are in college, you know, where you go, partying, what you're drinking. When you have a drink, if you're somewhere having a drink, you're too young to drink. You are.
That's true.
Okay, and you shouldn't be drinking. We talked about how your career and your life can change in an instant just by what you do and where you go. Be very smart about thinking about what Mom would do, what Miss Millie would do. If you get in a position where something is at a point where you don't understand a decision you have to make, you have mentors. You have your mother first. Okay, then you have your grandparents, you have people that love you around, but you have your mentor here. So you can always pick up the phone and say, you know what, somebody asked me to do so-and-so, what do you think? Because you are not an adult now, I would give you good advice. I would give you advice, but I would say to you, if you were 21, I'm going to give you advice, but you're grown. You can take my advice or leave it. But because you're not 21, I'm going to give you grandmama's advice. Don't do it. I'm going to just say it to you, because when you become a mentor of Mom Millie's, I become Mom Millie. Grandma, whatever you want to call me, I'm going to be straight up with you, and I'm going to tell you the truth. If it's good for you, I'm going to say, I would call Mom. This is me. I don't give anybody's child advice without them going through their mom, too. Most of the time when I interview my students, their mom and dad is on the phone or there with me, because that is the key. You never do anything without your parents knowing. If you're grown, then I can say to you, don't do it. But if you're not grown, I would say, I would tell you not to do it, but go tell your mom and see what she said. And I'm sure she's going to be on point with me. Don't do it. And the most important thing I can say to you, sweetheart, is when you're out drinking a soda or whatever, don't leave it. Because it's sad that we're in a situation now that we cannot trust everybody around us. And you don't want to be drugged or have something. You don't want to be accused of doing something that you didn't do. So make sure that you are with friends and you're not alone. Watch the little cute girls and them dimples of yours. Be very, very careful, because you want a career of a good life. You want to step out and you're building a foundation for your future and for mine. Because little old grandma going to be sitting there saying, oh, look at him, he's a lawyer, he's a doctor, and give you a telephone call and say, I'm coming to see you, give me a ticket on the front row. You see, so I'm not doing this for nothing. I'm doing this because I want to look up and see you very successful. So we're going to now say that we've had a great show. A great talk show with him, and thank you for coming on the Miss Millie Show. And all you ladies out there, look at my mentor for 2015. And when is your graduation date?
Our graduation is set in May of 2019.
2019, you'll see him back here getting his last award. Thank you so much for joining us on the Miss Millie Show. And now we will laugh out loud for God. Praise your name, dear God. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
And you just sit right there. That was good.